The most recent 21st Century Teaching and Learning Committee meeting took place as a student panel discussion. 3 students from each Middle School East and Middle School West answered questions about their middle school experience and how it might be improved. The purpose of this month's 21 TLC meeting is to gain an understanding of the positive attributes of the middle school schedule from the perspective of students. In addition, we're interested in learning where our student panelists suggest we direct our attention and consider further improvements to the recently modified schedule. The information provided during this panel discussion will assist us in our efforts to continually improve the academic, social, and emotional middle school experiences of our students. Questions were posed to our student panelists by the moderator, Dr. Barbara Russell, and our audience members. Dr. Seamus Clune, Principal of Middle School East, and Mrs. Kim Boyd, Principal of Middle School West, also participated on the panel. The following video represents the questions posed and excerpts of the responses of our students. We begin with a question about some of the positive experiences of our students.
Some of the most positive experiences that I've had at Middle School East are probably being in select strings and honors course and sports and orchestra, and just being around a lot of my friends and being able to continue a passion that I had since as long as I can remember, and since third grade, and just being able to continue with was getting to know all the new people from the other schools, like that. Yeah. And also getting to know more people through the talent show and classes. So sports is also very good activity. You get to socialize with your friends and also compete. And then also just regular learning. I mean, some of the teachers are incredibly smart and they teach really well and they make school fun.
Students were asked what is most important about their school day.
I think getting good grades in every class. Definitely the teachers. Like I like my teachers right now. Like I would like to keep them.
They would love to hear that. That's a very nice teacher.
6th grade panelists were asked about their transition from elementary to middle school.
Here are the things that helped me transition to middle school were how the 5th grade teachers back in elementary school, they kind of prepared by the end of the year, and they, throughout the years in elementary school, they told you what the other teachers would expect, and in middle school, on your first day, how the teachers would understand. The 6th grade teacher really helped me. I didn't really understand how to schedule work, and also my friends. It's actually good to travel to adjust because you have to get used to it.
Students were asked to share something memorable about their middle school experience.
Good teachers, like all my teachers at the 6th grade, even in elementary school, they've all been so supportive and so nice. And even when you're not doing so well in school, they always help you to get back on track. And it's a really great experience. My best year in middle school was definitely 7 because I just loved all of my teachers and I felt like I was being pushed, but not super hard that I wasn't able to keep up to the schedules or I wasn't able to accomplish the grades, but they pushed me to the top of my abilities so that I could perform.
Each of the panelists was offered the opportunity to share something positive about Viking Block.
I'd say a positive to Viking Block is definitely having that time to read because, like when I was younger, I despised it, and now like I actually enjoy it. If it's a book that I'm actually interested in, I tend to enjoy it more. It'd probably be when we do have the club days, that you can socialize with your friends and hopefully some friends you don't always get to meet in your regular classes. I know for me, I wasn't put in a lot of classes with my friends, but then in Viking Block, I saw some of them. I really enjoyed clothing. I'm more excited for semester because of like choice. I really like advisory period because you get to read, and I guess when you wake up in the morning, you're not always ready for school. But when you get into advisory, it's nice to quiet and you can kind of settle into the day.
Well, I think advisory is like cool because like if you forget to do your homework and then you get into advisory and your friends say, "Did you do that homework?" And I'm like, "No," then I can go get it and do it then.
And now in eighth grade, I actually have built in time to read. So I've read maybe like 6, 7 books already this year, and all books that I really loved, and I found my favorite book, and it's really fun.
From my perspective, I think it's been really great to see the social aspect with different students during their choice time. Some students might not ordinarily socialize with other students just because of their schedules or because of just the way how they their opportunities to meet up. And yet, in Viking Choice, we're finding some really interesting mixes of students where they're working around an activity. And I just think those are building really lifelong kind of connections with kids.
I think we're continuing to work on striking the balance between the academic and as well as the choice for the kids. So that's been positive. The students the opportunity to go see some teachers if they have questions, even said forgot to do an assignment, they need clarity for something, finishing assessments, and then also trying to engage students that might not have another opportunity to participate in some sort of an activity, providing that opportunity.
Panelists were also offered the chance to indicate how Viking Block might be improved.
Well, a negative for me is that Viking Block falls in the same group, and I'm in music and I'm in 4 different types of groups. So for me and my schedule, I never have time for Viking Block, and all that extra time that like other people spend in Viking Block, I don't because of music. So it's really not a positive or a negative for me. It's just I'm never there, so I can't really like explain Viking Block as well as the other people who don't have like band or chorus orchestra or even select groups. Well, unfortunately, I have a lot of negative things to say about Viking Block and advisory period. But I think one of the most important things is that it's in the morning, and I know as a couple people said that helps them because they can do their homework in the morning if they've forgotten. But homework is supposed to be done at home, and it's always encouraged by teachers to be done at home. And this advisory period is almost encouraging students to not do their homework at home and to wait until the morning to do their homework because they rely on advisory to do that period. I mean, a lot of kids in my advisory, even doing Viking Block, they bring their books and they do their homework, and some people don't even get to finish their homework at the time period. The teachers who Viking Block sometimes they do like or like give in that certain subject. I think one less positive thing about Viking Block is that if its leaders don't have choice to participate in any clubs. And like I heard from my second grade class that they were going to Viking Block and the club just 5 or 6 years.
We can pick, but they're not necessarily like things that we really want.
Students were asked how their middle school experience overall might be improved.
So this year I just started taking online German, and my German teacher in 6th and 7th grade was amazing. I loved her, and she was such a fun teacher. She taught us and we had so much fun in class. And this year it's just so boring. So sit in a classroom with headphones on and stare at a screen for like an hour. Language, the Spanish and French kids the language. Yes. They have class every other day with the teacher, and like their learning is based on like, every other day. Whereas for the online German course, it's preset for every single day, and we only have class every other day. So we're doing 2 times the work as all the other students are, which just puts even more stress on the school day. So I really just wanted to talk about the schedule because I talked with a lot of my classmates, and a lot of them disagree with the schedule we have now with the advisory period and the block. So they would just like make 3 main points I wanted to touch on. So I interviewed a 7th grader whose experience is representative of most of the 7th graders, including myself. And she said, and I quote, "I like the 11th period because you can ask teachers questions, but now you have to wait 20 minutes, and 20 minutes isn't enough time." So I know some people mention that they have to read for the entire period. And as much as I disagree with advisory, in 11th period, you've got 40 minutes to do your homework, ask questions to teachers, travel classes, and that really worked out well for most of the students. And in advisory, I mean, a lot of homeworks have to do 20 minutes of reading, and then they go to the classes. And so many students have to wait in line of other students trying to get the information that just doesn't work out. So it can help too much. And then also, what I said before, students are practically being encouraged to complete homework during advisory. And the last point I wanted to touch on was sports. Because now students have to leave in 10th period, and that has affected so many students. A lot of student athletes are dedicated to their sports, and just like today, the basketball, I think, had to leave early and they miss 10 or 15 minutes of the curriculum. But that it's not just the students, it's also the teachers who coach sports. There's a lot of teachers who coach sports who have to leave early for a week.
The 8th grade panelists were asked if they feel prepared for high school.
I believe that I'm ready for high school, and all my teachers throughout all the years, they continue to tell us about high school, and I feel like I'm excited to get high school. I mean, there's also nervousness and stuff because like the school's like 3 times bigger than our middle school, but I'm really excited about going to school.
Each of the panelists was offered the opportunity to ask a question of another panelist.
I have a question that I need to show how does specials work in 7th and 8th grade? I know there's a multiple choice in 7th and 8th grade, but if you choose a specialist, but you still have one trimester of specialist. Question. But at West, at the end of the year, in 7th grade, I think, you got to take a survey to like what classes you like to take.
True, and at least what happens in 7th grade is you get to choose your world language, and that includes Portuguese as a possible world language. When you go into 8th grade, you get to choose whether you want to continue with music, and music actually becomes one of your specials. So our 8th grade students that are participating in music, they have a music rehearsal in the morning, but then they also have every other day a music elective that they get participate in. And at East, if you want to participate in that, you would participate this year. It's in tech ed, technology education. 7th and 8th grade Viking choice this year. Those are options that rotate every trimester based on what the teachers are offering. And if you have it available in your schedule on your days, you could choose to join every trimester a different club or activity. Teachers have been changing them, and actually, we've only done it this year. Our thing that we're going to try to do for the 3rd trimester is actually, instead of doing it by grade level, we're going to open it up to both 7th and 8th grade mix for their Viking choice. So it should open up a number of other options. So if you're an 8th grader, the 7th grade teacher is offering a club that you want to be part of, you can join that club and vice versa.
Mrs. Boyd. Mrs. Boyd, how about at West? Any major differences, or is it pretty much the same?
No, it's pretty much the same. In terms of the music elective, if you're in band or history course for 8th grade, that's what you could choose, and that becomes part of your special line. Same thing that Dr. Quinn said with Viking block on the activity days. And sort of what I heard the students say, I think they're excited when they can get the first choice. So I knew that that's something that we've been working on for years, going back and now talking to the teachers next to communicate to them that some activities maybe are filled with students, but it's not necessarily because of the student's first choice. It might be filled because it's a second or third. So as we have that conversation, what we're hoping to do is open up some of the more popular activities, maybe more sections of those, and then the conversation to maybe talk to the students to see what sort of activities they find that they enjoy, and then we can incorporate those. So it's definitely a learning experience for us this year as well. In terms of that Viking block, the activity choice and networks. But with the specials, yes, there's choice. Get to 8th grade, we typically tend to do that in May of the 7th grade year.
We turn now to questions from our audience.
Thank you so very much for your time and your articulated candor. Part of principles, part of your assistant principal, you are actually one. And I have a question regarding online language. So for your online language class, you spend the entire period working with headphones and
Yeah, that's pretty much what we do.
do you think it would be benefit? The comment regarding the online language class seems to have to do with the time you spend in front of the terminal. Do you feel as though online, taking something online, would be better served at the middle school level, but that period would have to make it shorter, but more frequently? Like every day instead of every other day? Or every 2 days?
Well, like, maybe, but like, we have, of course, that I'm thinking, we have midterms and finals, and my midterm was 50 questions, and my final was 100 questions. And even though we could exit and then re-enter to log out, and re-enter and see all of our answers, it does get kind of confusing. It's not really where you stop and start. So, and I guess like some of the lessons that we have do take a little bit to do. So I think the amount of time that we have is good, but I think a little bit more frequent.
And here's the other thing. If you had the choice between an online class versus a teacher spending the part, what would be the better environment?
I would definitely have to say a teacher, because if you have questions like about what you're learning, you can easily go to the teacher. But the course that I'm taking, we have to send a message, and it takes like multiple days for them to answer, and we're only on every day.
One audience member asked if students feel as if there is equity of opportunity for students attending both middle schools.
Well, I think East and West have a lot of the same classes, and that, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but we all have the special classes, and we obviously all have the common core classes. And I don't think there's much of a difference between what we have based on Together Connections, or I think it's daily questions for them. There's not much of a difference. I wouldn't say that East or West is better. I'd say that if like either child or either school would be basically better.
It's like Maggie said, it's very equal in terms of education and academics.
A question was posed about which middle school students have options for choice.
Middle school is so short, and I think when we first put them in sixth grade, I think it works well developmentally for them, kind of giving them everything. And it's very planned out for them in terms of the day. When they get into seventh grade, they really get the opportunity for choice in the world language. They have to decide which world language they'd like to take. We've actually expanded the opportunity by adding in food, which is a totally different kind of experience for them. And I feel that in and of itself takes a lot from the students in terms of they really have to make a decision, 2-year commitment with it. And then by the time they get to eighth grade, we're giving them music. I can tell you that our music program is just phenomenal. We get them in sixth grade with music, we get them in seventh grade with music, and then if they've got this next choice going to eighth grade, where they really have to decide if they continue music as an elective here in the building, or are they going to choose whatever the other option is. And at least from my perspective, I don't know if this is what you're thinking, I just feel that that's a good amount of choice for middle school kids. I think it's enough, at least from the experience that I've had with students so far.
The next question was about coding and which students are able to participate in coding activities.
Last year at West, the coding was introduced in 8th grade. So then for this year, it was put into the, like Dr. Flynn said, into the option with world language so that seventh graders could choose that. Then to be shape that for that to take world language for 7th and 8th grade.
One parent asked students how they feel about coding as a world language option.
Well, I take coding, and it's not a bad thing because it's kind of like you have Spanish, French, and the online German, and you tested out those three. It would have probably been better for the seventh graders if those parents, when you were in sixth grade, if you tested out all four. But the coding class now is really great. The curriculum is really nicely taught, and it's really fun. So it's kind of like you're getting the same experience as you would in a full language. It's just in a coding language. So it's still a good thing.
Our panelists and principals helped us to understand how Viking Block works for students who also participate in music ensembles.
Honestly, it's the good because I know people who are in a orchestra and they still get days in Viking. Yeah, and also those select groups, I believe, take up 2 days, and the regular music for band is like every other day, I believe. So out of that 5-day week, you will need all of those 5 days fulfilled. So it's once you have like, I think, especially if you have like a regular group and then a select group, it definitely does fill up those spots for you.
Got a 6-day cycle, you have band, orchestra, chorus, but then each of those have a select group. So you have honor choir, you got select strings, you got jazz band. And in order to, each of them can't overlap too much so that you do have some students that are in all 6. So in order to be able to make that happen, you only have 2 cycle days for Viking choice, B and a D day. So depending on the way that gets scheduled out, it is possible to land right on those 2 days, and then those would be your options. You would have the actual Viking choice, but it's impossible to. In order to get all of the music in for everybody, it has to be spread out in a way that gets them across the entire 6-day schedule. There's no way to do it without then saying you can't be in all 6. You can only be you're in orchestra, you can't be in band.
A question about the opportunities during after-school clubs versus Viking Block was posed.
And that's another piece I think that we want to look at for next year. How can we do that to other students? Now, I think that's the difference that East and West have. I know for our days, the different days for 7th grade, different days for 8th grade. Right now, 7th grade teachers basically don't have 7th grade activities, 8th grade, almost 8th grade. We're having that conversation what do we get out of that? So for example, we might be able to get, give kids opportunities to see other teams of teachers, but for some of our activities, it's limited in the number you can have, and because we have it on different days for seventh and eighth grade, we can actually accommodate more kids in an activity. If we open it to seventh and eighth grade on the same day, then we'll reduce the numbers to so we can have that activity. So we're trying to look at that and strike that balance of what we can do and how do we offer some things during the day and then offer after school so we can open it up to other things.
I would concur with that. You're gonna some clubs have actually experienced an increase in the number of students participating, but now they can actually be part of the club and look at other things going on after school. All of our club credits are used. So if a teacher is considered to have a club that's getting a club credit and they're still inviting choice, they also have to offer something after school so students can participate. So there are some clubs that are no longer offered after school, but we've had other clubs come in and actually get started in their place. The robotics club that's just after school. Other clubs, they'll meet in the morning. The one option is they can go during like choice, but they also have things they do after school. You can participate either way. Some clubs used to exist after school, like the guitar club, but it actually became a like choice option. And it's actually we used to have like 3 or 4 students that were at the guitar club. Now we've got like 15 or 20 that they call jam, either with the guitars in the morning. So and I think we are trying to find our way to figure out the best balance there. But I do think overall there's a lot more opportunities to club that we had in previous years.
Our panelists were asked how easy it is for them to receive academic support during advisory.
I kind of feel like it's harder because if you have like a class that day and then you have ninth period at the end of the day, you can say, I didn't understand this today. Can you help? Well, as if you have it in the morning, then you have to wait the whole next day to understand.
I was going to say, just like there's so much evidence this year to get help from teachers than last year because last year we had 11 periods and we had a full 45 minutes where we could do extra homework or start our homework to be done for the next day.
Do you think we could make some slight adjustments to that first period if it remained at that time slot in the day to be as helpful to students as the last period of the day was last year?
Yes and no, because if we did the same thing as we did in the beginning of the day, I think that those students that do that 2-minute lead or just need help can do that before the day actually starts and they can get ready for the next day. But also, to Maggie's point, sports at the end of the day, having that 11 period at the end of the day, you didn't have to go straight at it 10 period, potentially miss 5 minutes, then you have to pack other stuff and hurry down.
I would also agree with Naja that it is not helpful because one of the major problems in my opinion with advisory is that because it's helpful when it's at the end of the day because your mind is still refreshed with what happened that day. But then you go home, it happened, you sleep, you do remember, but it's harder to fully understand the curriculum in advisory as you would have in 11th period. So even if you made adjustments to advisory, the main problem is the time period and the quantity of reading. I found that it's harder to help during the advisory just because each different movie has some different schedule and they have like a block of different days. So sometimes I'll go to my language lesson help to there. I agree. I think the period should be like advisory for which class so much more helpful at the end of the day.
Our panelists were asked what advice they would give future middle school students.
I would tell them that they may not think they're ready to come out of elementary school and enter into middle school, but once you're in middle school, you feel really independent, and by the first week, then you come to feel like middle school is your home, and so it's not as scary as it seems till the not get off on the schedule. At the first few days, really frustrated me and understand how it works. But now that I know how it works, it's very good.
Taking band, if you haven't been in band yet, you should take band in 6th grade because Miss Brown is awesome. And she'll let you take basically any instrument and she'll help you practice it.
That you always need to try your best and work really hard in school. I think that education, again, is really important. And I would also say that you really need to feel comfortable and you need to exchange thoughts with your friends and your teachers and your school about what you think can make the school better, and just need to find your voice and keep it and stand your ground and be the best you can. Also, just push to do your absolute best, because at the end of the day, you might not think people are watching you, but people are seeing what you're doing or are paying attention to you because you're like little fish in the pond, I guess you could say. But they really are watching you, and they're watching your potential, and they're watching your growth, and they want to see you. And then I also say to do the music program, because the music program is so cool. And it definitely, I think, helped advance my learning because music just helps function more. And I just feel like that just stay organized, because when you stay organized and go into the school being confident.
In closing, I would like to extend thanks and appreciation to the panelists for their frank and honest responses. The information shared during this 21 TLC meeting will prove helpful as we consider the middle school schedules for next year. This panel discussion represents one of several opportunities to learn from our stakeholder groups. We have also engaged students in 6th, 7th, and 8th grades during lunchtime conversations and invited teachers to share their thoughts during recent faculty meetings. Principals are preparing a survey to send to parents in the next few weeks and offer them a voice in describing the middle school experience of their child. The conversations with all stakeholder group representatives will continue. Thank you again to Naja, Maggie, Drew, Josie, Ethan, and Mary Ellen. Nice job.